How's everybody doing this evening? I want to talk about, I had a person the other day that listened to my video and made a comment about me saying that Apple Computer was only a company that did one thing, which was makes iPhones and makes computers. And I completely ignored the fact that they were a software company by and large. And yes, they are, and that's what they do. They create a software. And the reason I don't really think about Apple much is because I'm open source. Everything I develop is open source. I don't deal with any proprietary softwares. But it got me to thinking about how EOS and the blockchain is going to only be open source, can only be open source. There will be no proprietary software, which is what we talk about when we talk about how the internet is changing and how we now have the upgraded internet from where we started. And where we started was paying people lots of money to use their software. And Microsoft and Oracle and all these different companies, we were being charged to use the software. The beauty thing about EOS, the beauty thing about the blockchain, is that it's for free. You're going to be able to download the software, or you'll be able to download WebAssembler, which is going to be on the browser, and then you're going to be able to access the platform, and you're going to be able to do it for free, not have to pay anybody for it. In fact, I think I read here recently that Microsoft and Oracle are still fighting over copyright lawsuits. So Oracle was using some software. Microsoft said that Oracle was using some software that they, had a copyright on, and that they were still fighting. The lawsuit's been going on for like 10 years, something like that, and untold amount of money being involved in that. That's all a thing of the past with the blockchain and with EOS and with the open source. Open source is value added, meaning that it's cool. It's everybody collaborates on building the software, making it better, and making it so it works better. A good, for instance, is one that I am on almost every day, which is WordPress. WordPress probably runs 30% of the internet, an untold amount of websites. And the reason WordPress is so successful is because it's a collaboration of everybody that works on it, everybody that builds stuff on it, and everybody that adds stuff to it. The plugins that you can use in WordPress are absolutely mind-boggling. How much software there is that you can plug in actually right into the WordPress application. And this is the way it was meant to be. This is the way that the internet should operate. It should operate with the exchange of information without the different copyrights and softwares, and unable to communicate with anybody or everything, and really the decentralization of the internet. And that's what the blockchain is all about, the decentralization of the internet. And you can see what centralized systems do. I mean, everybody's de-Facebooking right now because Facebook has shown to have so much power that they can actually influence countries' elections with the amount of power they have. So that's centralization. Things that Microsoft is centralization. The ability for Microsoft to literally drain billions and billions and billions of dollars out of value for people just to use their software, instead of the value going into people building a better product and making applications that are, things that people want to use. No, the value is going to the company of Microsoft and a guy like Bill Gates, who is worth billions and billions and billions of dollars because of this. So decentralization of the internet, the ability for databases to communicate with one another, the ability for smart contracts to be written in open source code, open source platforms. This is what it's all about. It's about this kind of stuff. This is why EOS is such a valuable opportunity right now. This is why EOS will be taking over the internet, and the idea of blockchain will be the internet of the future. And that's why, there's just an amazing amount of opportunity right now. You got a company that's ready to start trading here, and they're ready to close out the coin offering here in around 60 days, a little bit more than 60 days. They're ready to start building applications. They have lots of money to build the applications with, to promote people on the platform, and it's all free. I mean, how can you top that? And it's an idea that you cannot, the endless amounts of ideas that you can do with especially if you have all this ability for people to build stuff on it, and they can all cooperate with it. You know, open source is basically collaboration of a lot of people, a lot of developers, a lot of minds around the world. It's really, and it's available for around the world. Like with the WordPress, you've got literally developers all over the world. It's like a frequency for the world. It's like everybody being in tune to the same frequency. And that's what the blockchain and EOS is. It's getting everybody, like I talked yesterday about the banking system, how so much of the world is isolated from the banking system. So much of the world is isolated from development too, because of the inability for people to communicate database, and people to build applications together, and people to cooperate on software. All that's going to change, and that's what this is all about. This is why it's revolutionizing the internet, and this is why we have a new internet coming. And people that discount this and think that it's just a cryptocurrency, or it's just some sort of like, I mean, I can't even imagine a guy like Peter Schiff. I mean, I know Peter Schiff's a smart guy, and I've listened to Peter Schiff for a long time. And Peter Schiff's a libertarian, and he has a lot of great ideas. But when he speaks of stuff like Bitcoin going to zero, when he thinks of stuff like the blockchain is and cryptocurrencies are just inflationary and they have no purpose, I just can't believe it. It's unbelievable how I'm not going to say it, but the word is blind. I can say a better word, but that's the word I'm going to use: blind. They're blind to this stuff. They're blind to this stuff. And there's a lot of people blind to it because very few people are listening. I mean, when you see the amount of people that are actually looking at this stuff seriously, it's incredible. And, it's very interesting. It's very interesting to me that more people haven't got more excited about this. So anyway, I'm going to sign off for now. I've got another video coming up in just a few minutes. I got a train coming through, and as everybody knows, train makes a lot of noise, and it's going to be coming through here in just a few moments. So I can shut the video down, and I'll start another one here in just a little bit. Thanks.